Who have Shakur? What have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing. The young one is looking more better than him.
Who that?
The Keyshawn looking way more better than this. I keep screaming his name. He haven't done nothing.
The boxing world is buzzing with controversy as Gervonta Davis has launched a scathing attack on Shakur Stevenson's resume just days before his highly anticipated showdown with Teofimo Lopez.
Like he don't have no offense. Everything is defense. Defense only winning basketball and football.
Davis questioned the quality of opposition Stevenson has faced throughout his career, igniting a fierce debate about whether the undefeated champion has truly earned his elite status or simply benefited from careful matchmaking. This explosive criticism adds another layer of tension to what is already shaping up to be one of the most significant super lightweight contests in recent memory.
So, like Shakur, right? Like he look like he got skill, right? But to be honest, I'm gonna be real. I ain't see him fight nobody that's like.
That's amateur shit. Come on, bro. When that heat coming back at you, them niggas like, you can see it.
Yeah,
you can see it. They ain't really, these niggas just talking that way. And it's always, oh, he can be this, he can be the next. Nigga, prove yourself. You still haven't proved yourself. When someone was in front of you that can crack a little bit.
The stage is set for January 31st at Madison Square Garden, where Stevenson will attempt to capture his fourth world title across different weight classes by challenging Lopez for the WBO Super Lightweight Championship. The reigning WBC lightweight title holder plans to move up in weight to test himself against one of the division's most dangerous fighters, creating a fascinating stylistic clash that has divided expert opinion down the middle. 2 additional world title fights will precede the main event, but all eyes remain firmly fixed on this compelling matchup between contrasting approaches to the sport.
I want people to know I'm the best. That's my main objective. I'm here for the best versus the best. I called on Teofimo for this fight to happen because I wanted to prove myself and prove how great that I am. So come fight night, like I said, I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure I come out victorious, but I want to prove how great I am. Like, I want the world to see the greatness within my skill set, the boxer that I am. Like, after we get out the ring, I want everybody to be talking about it, like, yeah.
Former light heavyweight kingpin Antonio Tarver has offered his tactical breakdown of how Lopez might navigate this treacherous assignment. Tarver believes the champion's only realistic path to victory involves stopping Stevenson before the final bell, as outpointing such a defensively brilliant boxer over 12 rounds presents an almost insurmountable challenge. The key factors working in Lopez's favor include his unpredictable fighting style and willingness to take calculated risks when conventional methods fail to produce results. Tarver emphasized the importance of Lopez embracing his natural instincts rather than attempting to box conventionally against such a slick operator. The ability to close distance effectively using superior footwork could prove decisive, allowing Lopez to work at close range where his power becomes most dangerous. His tendency to fight without rigid adherence to any particular system means Stevenson will struggle to anticipate patterns or predict movements with the same accuracy he enjoys against more orthodox opponents.
I think that's the only chance he got, is to really be his ultra self, doing all the things that makes him Teofimo Lopez. The footwork could be a major advantage for him, being able to get inside. A lot of times he fights free. He don't really have a style. He does what it takes. And he's a gutsy fighter. Real gutsy. He's not going to be leery to take chances. He's a gambler in there. You know what I'm saying? So he's a live underdog, I would say.
The physical courage Lopez demonstrates when entering high-risk exchanges makes him a legitimate threat despite entering as the betting underdog. Tarver characterized him as a gambler inside the squared circle, someone unafraid to stake everything on landing one decisive blow that could change the entire complexion of the fight. However, this aggressive mentality must be channeled productively rather than degenerating into reckless abandon that plays directly into Stevenson's counterpunching strengths.
Stop holding me, Shakur. Bro. Stop holding me, Shakur. Stop holding me.
You stop for 1 second, bro?
No, Shakur, I can't stop. My titles are on the line. my legacy on the line.
Perhaps the most intriguing subplot involves Stevenson's recent hand problems and whether they might compromise his performance under championship pressure. The Newark fighter underwent surgery late in 2024 to repair damage to his sagittal band and collateral ligament, raising legitimate questions about structural integrity when exchanging heavy leather with someone possessing Lopez's concussive power. Tarver specifically referenced these brittle hands as a potential vulnerability that could surface if Stevenson finds himself forced into sustained firefights rather than the technical boxing matches he typically controls. Despite these concerns, Stevenson has competed twice since the surgical procedure, defeating both Josh Padley and William Zepeda during 2025 without apparent difficulty.
I never understood it, man. No matter how much I said I achieved, man, he's always gotta beat whoever's in front. I beat Shakur, they'll say he went up weight class, he wasn't in his weight class. When I flatline him and they say, oh, he had the best defense, that's just how it's gonna be. You gotta be okay with it. I ended up being okay with it.
Four division world champion Mikey Garcia contributed his perspective on what represents the single biggest variable in determining the outcome. Garcia pointed to Lopez's notorious inconsistency as the central mystery surrounding this contest, noting the dramatic difference between the fighter who demolished Vasily Lomachenko and Josh Taylor versus the version that struggled against lesser opposition on off nights. The unpredictability of which Lopez appears creates genuine uncertainty even among seasoned analysts. Garcia acknowledged that technical size advantages favor the naturally bigger man who has spent more time developing at super lightweight rather than jumping up from the division below. This physical edge could prove meaningful if Lopez successfully converts it into controlling inside exchanges and imposing his strength throughout the championship distance.
Great matchup, tough fight. I want to see what Teofimo shows up because sometimes it's Teofimo, the great fighter who beat Lomachenko, who beat Taylor. That's a tough Teofimo. But then we've also seen him, in off nights.
Right.
And so that's kind of the only doubt, the only question that I have. Which Teofimo's gonna show up.
What do you think he has to do to kind of deal with a guy like Shakur Stevenson? How would you approach a fighter like Shakur Stevenson if you were Teofimo Lopez with the attributes that he has?
I would think Teofimo, being that technically he's a bigger fighter, bigger size. He's been at the weight class a little more and then just maybe built into it more. I would think he would have to use that, size as an advantage. But it's hard to say because, Shakur Stevenson fucking good at what he does.
IBF super lightweight champion Richardson Hitchens delivered the most emphatic prediction of all, forecasting a dominant performance from Stevenson that leaves little doubt about the superior fighter. Hitchens believes the defensive mastery Stevenson displays represents a completely different caliber of opposition than anything Lopez has previously encountered at this weight. While acknowledging Lopez's genuine talent, Hitchens suggested there exists a clear hierarchy between the two men that will become obvious once the opening bell sounds. Interestingly, Hitchens noted that excessive defensive responsibility can sometimes backfire against counterpunchers who make opponents pay for cautious approaches. This creates a delicate balancing act for Stevenson, who must maintain defensive discipline while generating enough offense to win rounds convincingly on the scorecards.
All right, so Shakur being the favorite, if Tio was to win, what does he got to do? He has the championship belt. Shakur has to take that from him, right?
Right.
So if Tio was to win, what would he have to do to get that? What are some of the keys to victory to beat a fighter like Shakur? Not just Shakur,
I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it.
All right. Fair enough.
Tio's been doing his whole life, so
yeah.
I think he's training with Mike Tyson, old trainer. I heard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I forgot the guy's name. I know his name, but it's
Ronnie Shields.
Not Ronnie Shields.
Okay.
But Stacey McKinley, I think.
Stacey McKinley. Okay.
Is that the guy?
I think I'm sure.
But yeah, they said they have a game plan. They said they know how they're gonna beat Shakur. We'll see, man. Teofimo's a tremendous fighter at the end of the day. I gotta give ultimate respect to him because he is one of the most decorated young fighters in the sport today. And it's not gonna be an easy task for Shakur, but I just feel like Shakur, when it comes to boxing, Teofimo's not better than him, so it is what it is.
Legendary Oscar de la Hoya offered a more nuanced assessment that acknowledged both fighters' strengths while refusing to commit to a definitive winner. De la Hoya praised Stevenson's nearly impenetrable style that has frustrated every opponent who attempted to solve it, describing the technical puzzle as almost impossible to crack through conventional means. However, he simultaneously identified Lopez as perhaps the one fighter possessing the necessary tools to accomplish what others could not. The Golden Boy promoter specifically highlighted how Stevenson remains willing to engage rather than purely running and moving, presenting opportunities for an aggressive opponent to capitalize on. This willingness to plant his feet and exchange creates openings that someone with Lopez's explosiveness and athleticism might exploit more successfully than previous challengers managed.
You know what, Teo's a hell of a fighter. I love Teo, but I love Shakur. His style is almost impossible to break, but if there's a fighter who can break it, it's Teo. But it's going to be a hell of a fight because I love Shakur because he doesn't run. He's right there in front of you. So it's up to Teo to do something, but I think it's going to be a great fight. Great fight for boxing.
Frank Martin added valuable context about why their contrasting styles generate such natural intrigue among hardcore followers of the sport. Martin broke down Lopez's complete offensive arsenal, noting his quality footwork combined seamlessly with hand speed and legitimate knockout power across multiple weight divisions. This versatility makes him dangerous from various ranges and positions, preventing opponents from settling into comfortable defensive rhythms. Martin also observed Stevenson's tendency to prioritize defensive security when facing genuinely dangerous opposition, choosing intelligent range management over entertaining exchanges that might cost him rounds or worse. This calculated approach has served Stevenson brilliantly throughout his professional career, but could be perceived as overly cautious by judges if rounds become too close to score definitively.
Man, that fight right there, I think this is gonna be like I think it's gonna be Shakur like best opponent for him, style-wise and all of that. Just because I feel like they match him up perfect. You know, he a good fighter. You know, he a great boxer, but they match him up perfect. And I feel like Teofimo, he got a little bit of everything. You know, he got like good feet. He got speed, power. I don't know. I don't know how I see that fight. Man.
You think it's
gonna be different, you know? I don't see it being like we see what Shakur do when he fight a puncher. You know what I'm saying? When he fought De Los Santos, he stayed out of the way. You know, he ain't want to get hit. Man, it's a good fight.
And then we've also seen Teo struggle against boxers too, right? So that's what makes it interesting. To your point about De Los Santos and Shakur. And then on the other side, Teo, when you Sandor Martin or guys giving him movement, he seems to struggle with that too. So
I think that's a good matchup. That fight can go either way. I ain't leaning like that fight can go to either one of them. They both hella skilled.
It's like respectfully 50-50. But then when you really
that's how I feel.
You start to analyze it, you could go 60-40 either way, to be honest with you. It's a very close and really good competitive fight.
Hall of Fame fighter Timothy Bradley expressed absolute certainty in his prediction, seeing Stevenson winning clearly without much competitive drama. Bradley warned Lopez that competing against generational talent presents unique challenges, different from anything he has navigated previously in his career. The extensive film study Bradley conducted on Lopez revealed patterns and tendencies that he believes Stevenson has already identified and developed specific strategies to exploit.
Is Teofimo Lopez Shakur Stevenson? Damn it. First of all, Teofimo Lopez, you an attention whore. You always trying to get yourself and infuse yourself in something like you somebody. Bro, you ain't got in the ring and fought nobody, and it's been a minute. Okay, you fought Barboza. Congratulations, you fought and beat Barboza. Yeah, but you had so much smoke, you ducked. Yeah, what happened to the Haney fight? Yeah, the Haney fight would have been probably better suited for you if you fought Haney, but now you finna fight another GOAT of another generation of this generation. That's gonna be a problem, my big dog. I'm letting you know, and your fans know too. That's gonna be a problem because Teofimo Lopez, you're not beating Shakur Stevenson. You're not. No. I know your habits. He knows your habits. He sees already how to beat you. He knows already how to beat you.
Former world champion Zab Judah envisioned Stevenson overwhelming Lopez through sustained application of superior skill and pace throughout the championship distance. Judah suggested Lopez has never encountered quite this level of defensive sophistication, despite facing several world-class opponents during his career. While expecting both men to bring genuine intensity and commitment to engagement, Judah foresees Stevenson gradually imposing his will as his technical advantages accumulate over 12 rounds.
Tank possibly wanting to retire after Jake Paul.
I mean, listen, man. If the fight, I mean, listen. Only one knows their situation is Tank. Tank knows his situation. He knows what he want to do, how he want to do it, and listen. If that's what he want to do. Let him rock out. Let him rock out.
Yeah.
But I just say, from me, experiencing what I experienced and being the timeline I've been into, Tank is what? The 30? 29? To me, I wouldn't say do it because it's still too early. Because why? By 36, 38, Tank will be coming back. It's just a bug that never leaves your body, especially how good he is. He left on a top level. You know what I'm saying? If he was to leave right now, he would be leaving on a top level. That's gonna, is, you know, and it's not even a money thing. It's just an in you spiritual thing that just, I don't know. I'm saying me. This is what I thought.
Multi-division champion Claressa Shields sided with Stevenson based primarily on his intelligence and adaptability inside the ring. Shields views him as a fighter who stays multiple steps ahead mentally, capable of making mid-fight adjustments that neutralize whatever strategies opponents attempt to implement. She warned against underestimating Stevenson's power and precise timing despite his reputation as a defensive specialist, noting that Lopez could pay dearly for any momentary lapses in concentration or positioning.
My thoughts is that's going to be a very competitive fight. I think that T.O. is very athletic. He's very experienced. But Shakur is the man. Shakur is hard to beat. He's skilled. Shakur is skilled. Shakur, man, the dude got power. He can fight any style. He's a thinker. He's 5 steps ahead of you. Whatever you thinking you're going to do, Shakur 5 steps ahead of you. So I look forward to seeing this fight. I think it's going to be good, but I feel like Shakur is going to come out on top. He's going to win. And hopefully Tio don't have his hands down and he get caught slipping because Shakur has been showing some power.
Is this like a Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns type of fight? This is this era's Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns?
We got two slick fighters. No.
It's not that way.
No, it's like a, I don't know.
Benitez in the Ray
If you
Leonard?
want to say like a Pernell Whitaker versus Sugar Ray Leonard type of deal. Like, that's how I look at, like, yeah, both athletic, both sharp, both really good on their defense, both just very explosive. Like, it's one of them fights. Like, you talking about Marvin Hagler? He used to come and get you. Like, Shakur can do that. Now you don't know what he's gonna do for this fight. You don't know, but I know he's gonna do whatever he gotta do to win.
Shane Mosley characterized the upcoming contest as an elite-level chess match requiring constant adjustments from both participants. Mosley acknowledged Lopez's impressive resume, particularly his signature triumph over Vasily Lomachenko that established his credentials against the very best competition. However, Mosley ultimately identified Stevenson's superior pure boxing fundamentals as the determining factor when scoring close rounds where judges need clear criteria for awarding points. Mosley stressed this represents no easy assignment for either man, as Lopez possesses sufficient talent to prevent any scenario involving complete domination.
You know, it's a really great fight.
Series that you want to check out goes
really,
off. I love how they really showcase
good, hard to
the
hit.
mentality
But at the
and
same
just
time,
unprecedented access.
Lopez not that easy either, and he fought really good fighters like Lomachenko and other guys that
it is something you do not want to miss. And also, ladies and gentlemen, we see that Eslandi Lara still on the card, taking on Johan Gonzalez.
It's not like
Gonzalez coming off of a massive victory against
go right to him and just like no one was hit or nothing. So it's gonna be a difficult fight for
now Johan Gonzalez
as well.
It's a massive opportunity to take on Eslandi Lara.
I would love to see that one see what happens. I can't say which one will win,
Plus,
I would probably
we
lean
have,
towards Shakur because
I would say
you know
these two guys are not
probably
necessarily
a
fond
good,
of each
better
other,
boxer, but
Shaq
that doesn't
lost to
mean
the
that
WBC
he's
featherweight
going to be able
champion of the
to
world, defending
beat
his
up people in a
crown
12-round
against
fight,
Stephen
where he's got
Fulton
a
from
lot of different moves too as well.
a two-division world champion.
Perhaps most surprisingly, Keyshawn Davis predicted his close friend Stevenson might face a challenging evening despite his technical superiority. Davis envisioned Stevenson capturing early rounds through characteristic brilliance before Lopez progressively asserts himself using physical advantages to shift momentum decisively. This gradual transition will fundamentally transform competitive dynamics as they enter later championship rounds, according to Davis, whose intimate familiarity with Stevenson's capabilities lends credibility to his contrarian perspective.
How do you see Teo against Shakur playing out? Because you want me to tell you the truth, like, this fight could have been the winner's bracket fight. In other words, they're jumping to it, but at the end of the era, it may have been Teo and Shakur, especially if you would never fight Shakur, right? How do you see this fight playing out?
I see it playing out, let's say, I see it starting off slow.
Okay.
And then I see as Shakur wins the first round, as Shakur wins the second round, slowly, I think Teo is going to eventually start picking it up and start imposing his will.
Right.
And then, you know, it's just going to go from there. That's how I think it's going to go.
That's a fair assessment.
That's a fair one.
Especially for that to be his brother.
I think it's going to be
Keeping it
close.
real.
I think it'll be closer than people think.
Mhm.
Was
I think it'll be closer
than people think. Good.
Hey, one thing I can say though, because I've been seeing, we've been amateur together and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Teo can fight.
I'm telling you that. Teo can fight.
Teo's winning back
If
then.
you said he couldn't, you'd be lying.
Right.
That's a real assessment, though. I think Shakur still wins, but it's going to be closer than people think. Teo is nice. A lot, man, no doubt.
So what are your thoughts about Tank's comments? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe for more boxing content like this.